With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Featuring Dangerous Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Except Todd Bailing is not here today. He's at a family wedding, so it's me, PJ Noodleman, sitting in. And joining us for the show, as per usual, we'll start with Brian Schmidt up in Oostburg, Wisconsin. Good morning, Brian.
Morning.
Good to have you here, along with our dangerous Dan Margetta, who is in Las Vegas. Hey, Dan.
Hey, yeah, we're here for the Cup race. It's the last round of the playoffs for the championships. It's kind of a big deal. The winner here gets to go on to, if one of the 8 guys wins this race, they get to have a spot to shoot for the championship at Phoenix in a couple of weeks. It's always fun to be out here. It's early morning, but it's been great weather, and we're looking for a good race.
And I don't know about you, Brian, but I'm a little shocked to hear that Dan Margetta's luck has started to dwindle out in Vegas.
Yeah, that's unusual. I mean, even the one time I went with him, he walked out of there way ahead. We had to have a security take us to the airport. So, no luck this time, Dan?
Not really, not so far. I mean, haven't lost everything, but haven't really won much either. Although I got some bets on the race today. We'll see if they come in. That's when I was here with you, Brian. That was one of those that popped and paid off pretty good. So maybe we can turn that around today.
Well, last weekend, A.J. Allmendinger, he got his luck cashed in at the Charlotte Roval. So that was a nice feel-good win, I suppose, for him, guys.
Yeah, it was. I think so.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, how emotional he was afterwards. I think it kind of gives an idea of what's going on there for the future. Nobody was sure what he was going to do in that car. If he's going to come back and run Cup, is he going to run Xfinity? It looked like now maybe he's going to go to the Xfinity side. I think it's all a funding deal. And the way he said you never know what's your last one, I think it kind of shows where that situation is. And I'm not sure, where he is in that car right now. He said he's going to do Cup sometime, whether it's a partial schedule somewhere else or in that car or not, we really don't know yet. The way it's set up for next year, the schedule, A.J. Allmendinger could be valuable with all the road courses that are in the playoffs, and that seems to be his bread and butter. He wins on a road course.
What were your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, it's cool to see that kind of emotion come from him. I mean, he's won so many Xfinity races there, and you really don't remember how many Cup races it's been, and it's been over a year. He won at Indianapolis the year before in the Cup Series to get the win. So to be able to pull it off and win a Cup race, that's not an easy task, and for him to do that and to show that emotion was kind of cool. And, you hope his future is strong. He's going to be able to, continue to win in the future because he's a great guy to have around in the series. I mean, that you don't see that out of a lot of guys, that kind of emotion. He always brings it every time.
Agreed. Yesterday, the Xfinity Series ran at Vegas. Dan, you were there. Riley Herbst pretty much put a schwacking on everybody.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen somebody kick him around that bad. I mean, a 15-second lead, and I was surprised there was no late cautions at all. I mean, it was pretty clean from the whole second half of the race, and the way that weekend started for those guys, they had to go to a backup car. They started last in the field, and to come through that, we really hadn't seen that kind of domination out of that Stewart-Haas team. The double O car has run pretty good, but that 98 hasn't done a whole lot. And he just announced he was back with those guys, so it was wild to see them, just beat everybody so badly. And at 40-1 odds too. I mean, if you bet on Riley Herbst yesterday, you took on quite a good chunk of change.
Obviously, you didn't bet on him. So.
No, I wasn't that much of a long shot. I went with Sam Mayer, who was 20-1, and he was 5th, and he was actually running just as fast as Riley Herbst towards the end of the race. And I was listening to him just because it got strung out. He couldn't really get there. So I'm thinking, late caution, we may have something going on here. But that never came, and Herbst dominated and kind of cool to see him get his win here. He's from Vegas. I mean, it was a pretty popular win at the crowd, being a hometown guy, and it's his first win overall in any NASCAR series too, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising to see that out of him because he really hasn't been, he's kind of been, invisible all season for the most part in the Xfinity series, and really ever since he got there. A lot of people always questioned his resume. Is he worth having in that series? Is he, did he earn his point to get there other than the money that he has from his dad's, convenience stores and all that kind of stuff, and really never was a threat. And all of a sudden, boom, here he comes and just, that's a blowout. That's like a 56-0 win in football, what he pulled off yesterday, just stomping them like that. And you're like, where the heck did that come from? So it was very surprising. I flipped back and forth to it and seeing that lead on there from him, and I'm thinking something had to be going on here. And I go back to see it. No, his car was just that strong. So I was about as blown away as anybody to see that kind of a win from him.
I was shocked that there was no debris caution because generally speaking, that usually happens when there is a blowout happening. But you'll have
usually you see it late. Or you see cars, and there were cars that were up against the wall watching late in that race that were kind of sliding around. I think the 74 when I was watching, it was coming off a 4 sideways a lot, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a chance that these guys can clap the wall or go around even. And usually, he's seen it happen so many times. It was odd when it didn't happen in this race, and we actually went green all the way through, which I'm okay with. I mean, I don't want, if it's going to be a yellow, it better be a legitimate yellow. Don't just throw one to bunch them up.
Agreed. And then Christopher Bell on the pole for the Cup Series for their race today out in Vegas. Coverage starts at 12:30 on the big 920 here. Christopher Bell on the pole. I think that's a good flex for him. I don't know how long he'll be able to stay up front. We'll see, I guess, Dan.
Yeah, he can qualify. He's got this 6th pole, I think, and so he's good at qualifying down. We'll see what happens in the race. He's been strong. Last year, when he needed some walk-off wins, he came through and did it to get to the championship before. The guy I think I've watched is Kyle Larson's your favorite out here. He's run real well. He starts second, and that's the starting spot that wins mostly out here if you're into that kind of thing in Vegas. He's probably the favorite. If you look at the odds sheet, he's at 5-1. William Byron and Denny Hamlin coming next at 6-1. So I think they'll be up there as well. Larson's probably the guy to watch. Interesting to see what happens with Chase Elliott. He was very fast until he had a tire issue in practice and crashed the car. Had to go to a backup car. He'll come from the back. We'll see if that backup car is as good as the primary was. And Larson almost had the same issue. I don't know if they were playing with air pressures on the Hendrick cars or what, but Larson was able to save his before he got in a fence and wrecked it. So good luck for him, bad luck for Chase Elliott there. Talk about Vegas, your luck goes either way. Daniel Suarez in the 99 car also had a similar issue and crashed his car. He'll go to the back with a backup car as well. So all the 3 Chevy teams had issues with the tire pressures yesterday. I'm not sure if that was something the crew chiefs did. When they were starting really low and people weren't sure if maybe they're going too low, and not, that's how you learn. I mean, what to do and what not to do.
It is a fine line for doing that. You got to be careful not to slip on the blade for sure.
And this is an interesting race to see because many times throughout the course of this playoff system, the guy that wins this race, last year was Joey Logano, wins this race. You have 2 weeks to get your stuff ready for Phoenix. You go to Phoenix and you're rock solid. So this is the one that a lot of people have circled. If you're able to win this one, you're going to be probably the odds-on favorite when you go to Phoenix to win that race. So pivotal race today to see how it plays out and who's the one able to punch their ticket to the Final Four.
And that playoff situation, Brian, it just continues to unfold.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean they reset him again. So now here you have the 19 car of Martin Truex back up to where he was before. Interesting though is that after last week's events, Martin Truex's team is not running for the owner's title this year. They were bumped out of it because of their subpar performance. So the 9 car is still in the mix for the owner's championship, but Martin Truex's 19 car is not. And that's interesting to see a car that was that high up and had that many playoff points still not able to get themselves, punch their ticket to the next round through the owner's championship. So weird to see that.
It's going to be confusing. I mean, Truex is still in it for the driver's championship. He's still got a shot that way, but the team is out. So it's going to make a confusing thing going into if and
he's second. He's second now when they reset it because of all the playoff points he has. So interesting dynamic to see how those playoff points were earned and how the 19 car can be second with the reset here, but out of it for the owner's championship.
It's craziness for sure. We come back, we're going to be chatting with a big winner from last weekend at Oktoberfest Race Weekend. This is the LTN on the Big 920.
Fall has arrived, but there's still time to get your landscaping complete before the snow flies. And PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Attention race fans. Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin now has 2024 season passes available at discount pricing. The earlier you buy, the more you save. Makes a great gift for yourself or the motorsport enthusiast on your list. This includes over 50 days of action-packed racing, including IndyCar, Moto America, IMSA Sports Car, and more. Don't wait. Get your 2024 Road America season discounted passes today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, it's the Halloween 150, race number 5 in the Alive for 5 series. Super late model drivers throughout the Midwest duke it out for 150 grueling laps, plus the UMA Outlaw late models and Midwest Truck Series. Gates open at 10:30, qualifying at 12:30, green flag racing at 2. Get your tickets online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Don't miss this last race of the season this Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Start your engine!
The green flag waves. Once William Byron got around pole sitter Joey Logano, he set sail. Trouble, we got a car. It looks like Logano goes sideways, bounced off the wall.
Hamlin leads Larson by about 3 feet as they go to 1. Larson looks to the top. Now Larson swings way wide.
It's the South Point 400 in Vegas.
Sunday, coverage starts at 12:30 on Milwaukee's home for NASCAR, the Big 920, and your iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the LTN Hour. And joining us at this time on the phone, it's your Oktoberfest 200 winner and the Midwest Tour champion, Mr. Gabe Summers. Hey, Gabe.
How's it going?
It is going. We're so glad to have you on here with us. Thanks for taking some time to join us. First, I want to point out that your weekend for Oktoberfest did not start out how y'all hoped. Quite the roller coaster, really, at the start, right?
Yeah, for sure. Lap 1, got into an incident and kind of put us out of racing for Thursday and Friday. Just we didn't want to take out our other car, and something else happened, Friday or something. So we just played it safe and just saved that car for Sunday. So it sucked. Didn't get any track time like a lot of those guys, and kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit.
A little bit, but you got. I was going to say, yeah, you got a good crew chief, too, with Travis Sauter helping you out there.
Yeah, definitely got some experience there, but, it changes week to week, day to day. So those races probably would have helped us a little bit more because it's just racing. So on a longer run, it's hard to tell what the car's going to do. So missed out on some of that, but we unloaded it, the second car, and it was pretty good, so that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I'd say you were pretty good. It was fast. I was seeing it right off the bat, and ran real well in the race. And everything fell your way on Sunday to get that win. I mean, you were in the middle of that last lap or the late race incident in turn 4. I mean, I don't know how you made it through there, Gabe, because you were right smack dab in the middle of that. What was it like getting through there?
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I just thought it was going to be another wrecked race car for sure at the beginning. It was super close. There wasn't much for a hole there, and for a minute there wasn't any. So Ty probably wouldn't have rolled down a little bit. I probably would have got into him. But he rolled down, and it was just enough to squeak through there, and it just felt like everything was going right that day.
It had to have been a real pucker moment for you. I'm sure there might have been a little, maybe a little stain somewhere for you, too. I know there would have been for me. That was tough, man.
Yeah.
But that had to be a huge win for you guys. I mean, the Oktoberfest 200 is one of the most prestigious races in the state to win. If you think about the Crown Jewel Super Late Model races, that's usually one of them as well. You had the big win at the Dells last year. What are the Oktoberfest one rank as far as your wins?
It's right up there. I think it's real close to Dells. I don't know which one's bigger, but they're both really big races. I would, consider them real close to the same on my book, but 200, if you look at the names of the past results, it's pretty impressive. So to be able to be a part of that means a lot. Definitely a big one. For sure.
In your season, I mean, you were the ARCA Midwest or the ASA Midwest Tour champion. I mean, that's a whole season deal you got to put together. Can you kind of describe how your season went this year? I mean, what all went into winning that championship?
Yeah, we've been fast all year. Probably should have had a few wins that we didn't get this summer, but kind of was all worth it at the end. We gave a couple of them away, and some other guys gave this one away that we won. So that's just a racing deal, and we're finally on the right side of it and get some luck. And we kind of had some ups and downs with luck in the season, so to get some luck at the end of the year, that was great.
Gabe, what does the future look forward to for you guys? Are you going down on the Snowball Derby this year? If so, what's your plans for that? And then what does next year look like?
I think we're going to do Nashville, and then I don't know what we're really going to do yet after that. Trying to decide on a few things, but next year we don't really have a plan yet. So
you're not going to be defending your championship for the Midwest Tour? Is that what you're saying, or you're not sure yet?
Well, we're probably going to run for that, but other than that, I don't know what we're going to run yet. But we're going to run the same amount of stuff, probably 25 shows.
Okay. So, for those that don't really know, kind of give us an idea on your background, how you came up, or where'd you start racing, and how'd you get into the super lates?
Well, I started off with Bandoleros up in Wausau at State Park Speedway. Ran those for 2 years, pretty much at Wausau, Dells, pretty much mainly Wausau, though, State Park. So then after that, I went to Midwest Truck for 2 years and raced that, the full series. And then I started running a little bit of super lates at the end of my last truck year, and we're still running them. So it's been a long time coming, for sur.
And your team is like a family team, right? I mean, I know your dad helps out. I mean, it's you guys got your own operation up there, but it's all family.
Yeah, we do everything out of our shop. I got some really good crew guys that help out. Travis, he helps me every day in the shop. It's a lot of work to get these things ready to go. You got to have help. So we definitely got a good team, and you got to have everything to make it happen.
Well, and it's important to have a good team at the track, too, so you can pivot when catastrophe sometimes bites you, right?
Yeah, for sure. We tore the front end up there at Kaukauna in warm-up laps chunk of debris and ripped the whole front end apart one night there, and we got it all fixed. But if it wasn't for them guys, we weren't getting back out there. So got to have a good crew.
And your family background, you guys are your day-to-day business. You guys are farmers, correct? Potato farmers up there.
Yep, potato farmers.
Cool.
Does that mean y'all make vodka too? I'm just teasing. Maybe.
No, we
maybe
got
not.
a farm. We got a farm just south of Plover here. I help out there once in a while whenever I can.
So who are the people that helped you out all year? Who are the sponsors that kept you going all year? Here's your chance to give them some love.
Meristem, DeKalb, Quick Trip, Wysocki Produce Farms, my Uncle Jeff, all my crew guys, my dad, Dylan, Tucker, Max, my ma for helping pack all the, making all the food, and just everybody that's involved in it, that's behind the scenes too. It takes a team to do it.
Indeed it does. Well, Gabe, congratulations on a great season. Nice to be able to not only win at Oktoberfest, but go ahead and put that crown for the championship on your head, too. Congratulations to you, and good luck with whatever you're going to be doing in the future.
All right, thank you.
All right. This is the LTN Hour on the Big 920.
Win $1,000 in inflation compensation. Happening now.
Listen for the keyword weekdays 9 to 5, then go to our website and simply enter. Check it out at thebig920.com.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
This week on NASCAR Live, A.J. Allmendinger joined the show.
I made a couple of small mistakes that let him get close, but just one of those races that I'll never forget, memories, and especially with my wife Tara and our new baby boy Arrow, to be able to share that with him, 1 month old. It was just an amazing weekend that everything that's happened up until then, it almost just all erases.
There's much more waiting for you each week on NASCAR Live.
Every Tuesday night at 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeart Radio app.
Welcome back to the LTN Hour. PJ Noodleman, Dan Margetta, and Brian Schmidt. Todd Bailing on a little bit of a vacation. Got a few tidbits yet here to kind of wrap up. There's been a bit of a battle with the PR teams over at Richard Childress Racing. Sheldon Creed leaving the team, but the way the two press releases, both from Sheldon and from RCR, went out, it kind of, I don't know, it sounded like the left hand wasn't talking to the right hand guys, right?
I think it might have caught them by surprise, just the way you see that I'm not sure that they realized, he was leaving. And I think it was his choice to leave. I'm not sure they got rid of him. I think it was Sheldon Creed finding a better deal somewhere else. The way I kind of read into it right now, we don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. But it comes off that way, that the team kind of caught them by surprise. And that's a couple times they've gotten caught now at Childress where guys have left and they weren't.
Yeah, and that actually kind of makes people wonder. It's like, is there something going on there with their management, their talent management, whatever, where somebody is kind of like the fly in the ointment, where people don't really want to play nice in the sandbox when they're finally had enough.
And could be. I mean, because it happened with Reddick when he left. He was going to go over to the 2311 team. Was the same thing, kind of like a year in advance, and they got him. This is a little bit closer to do it. I think Sheldon Creed's on his way to Joe Gibbs Racing. We'll see if that pans out. It makes sense though when teams, when some rides open up. You look at what's going on at Gibbs. They got 2 rides. Everything's open there. They had 2 full-time rides this year, and they had a part-time ride that was shared by a bunch of drivers. I think they want to do that again next year. So I think when that kind of a caliber equipment opens up in that series, it kind of tends to make the dominoes fall. I got a feeling Creed might head that way. There's talk that Chandler Smith might go that way too. I mean, it's all the talk happens now because those are top-notch rides that are suddenly open.
So that opens up a really good Richard Childress Xfinity Series ride too. So who are some of the people you think could be filling that one? I heard Parker Retzloff maybe.
That would be good for Wisconsin.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool too. A lot of people are also tying to the fact that Ty Dillon suddenly doesn't have a ride anymore on the Cup side. And so naturally they kind of roll his name into that deal because the family ties there too. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good rides in the Xfinity Series that have to be filled yet, and when the chips fall, that could be an interesting season next year.
And there'll be a seat to fill in the Truck Series too, because Carson Hocevar is heading to Cup next season with Spire Motorsports. Although what I read said he was selected. Although I'm sure there might have been some money involved.
I think there's always money involved these days on rides. That seems to be, the one common theme is it's going to take some cash to get rides that way. And we'll see what happens with Spire. Where they're going, I don't know. I mean, they bought that charter. They have that 3rd car coming with Zane Smith. They bought the Kyle Busch's old truck team. That's all set to go. I mean, it looks like they have big plans. That Gainbridge sponsorship, and then you got the Andretti name floating around there to see if they may be part of it. Marco's going to drive their truck at Homestead in Phoenix, I guess. So that keeps happening. We'll see where Spire goes. Looks like they're going to try to set their lineup with young drivers. I mean, retain Corey LaJoie. You'll have Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. I mean, those are three young up and coming drivers that you could probably work with if you put a big program around them. It's just interesting. We'll see what kind of program they can come up with.
Well, I think a big part of a good program is having kind of a good coach on board, and Legacy Motorsports is obviously seeing the value in that, as they just added Matt Kenseth as their competition advisor. Kind of not surprised. I think Jimmy and Matt have always been pretty tight friends. I know back in 2017 they ran that Ragbri, that big bike race. It's a trek across Iowa. They did that together. They've always been very tight with their work. So now Matt Kenseth on board at Legacy Motorsports. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I wonder if Matt's wife finally said, all right, that's enough time to get out of the house and do something. I mean, he's been at home for several years now. So she's like, all right, that's enough. You're not old enough to retire completely. So that's a cool job for him. It'd be interesting to see what he's able to bring to the table there, and, what his thoughts are. He's not always been one to get involved in the team ownership side of things throughout his career. So now have an administrative position with a team. We'll see how he fits.
Interesting that he'll be helping to advise Eric Jones, whom he has very close relationship from Slinger.
I have to look at it. I thought about that. It's interesting. Here's ultimately the guy that got him out of the 20 car, and then the same thing happened to Jones. Now they're kind of the same boat. But back to that Slinger Nationals, I mean, first thing you'd advise him at is if you get in a slugfest, make sure you got the last shot on the last lap. You'll teach Eric Jones that, because that's learned at Slinger.
For sure. Short track racing is always going to have a lot of fun, and it's where a lot of folks start from. But Tricon, formerly known as David Gilliland Racing, they field the trucks, the ARCA, and now they're going to be getting into the late models with the Cars Tour. And the rumor is that they've snagged Bond Suss from Donnie Wilson Racing. So he will be their talent scout and coach, and kind of helping to fill that pipeline for Toyota at the late model level. That's pretty cool. I mean, Bond Suss from Minnesota, he's a smart guy. And that's a great catch for that Tricon Garage, now they're called, to have him on board with them.
David Gilliland has big plans for that operation. I mean, I talked to some of those people when they were in Milwaukee with the truck race, and I mean, there's plans. They want to build a new facility, and I mean, he's really blown up that operation for good terms to what he's going to do there, and kind of taking the reins for Toyota after KBM kind of closed their doors for the most part and got out of the Toyota thing. So cool to see David Gilliland reinvesting in it, and it's cool to see him investing, instead of going forward with Xfinity and Cup stuff, going backwards a little bit and kind of getting into the short track and the late model stuff, because I think that's kind of what they need, especially with a national tour, 2 of them possibly on the horizon. With the Stars Tour and the SRL National Tour here, they need some more bigger teams to get in there to keep those tours going, so fans across the country can see national traveling teams.
And do you think Toyota?
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the American Express Gold Card, every day is golden because dining out and in come with rewards. Fill your grocery cart with all your favorites and then some. And enjoy a night out with $120 dining credit up to $10 per month in statement credits with our participating partners. And new card members earn 60,000 points after you spend $6,000 in purchases on the card in your first 6 months. Make every day golden with the American Express Gold Card. Find out more at americanexpress.com/us/explore-gold. Enrollment required. Terms apply.
It needs that pipeline. I mean, they kind of realized that they had it for a while, then it kind of starting to go away, and they're starting to get whittled off to other manufacturers. I think they kind of see the value of having a pipeline that so you can slide your guys into the top rides when they become available.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kids hanging out there. You think of the Toyota pipeline in the midget series with Jade Avedisian and some of these other young kids down there. They really don't have a place to go after they're done with the midget stuff. As far as getting onto the asphalt side of things like you used to have, that's a big step from that all the way up to the ARCA level. So you need something in between there to get these kids acclimated to asphalt racing. So I think that's a perfect step for them to get into.
All right. More chatter when we come back. This is the LTN Hour on the Big 920.
Win $1,000 in inflation compensation. Happening now.
Listen for the keyword weekdays 9 to 5. Then go to our website and simply enter. Check it out at thebig920.com.
Attention race fans. Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin now has 2024 season passes available at discount pricing. The earlier you buy, the more you save. Makes a great gift for yourself or the motorsport enthusiast on your list. This includes over 50 days of action-packed racing, including IndyCar, Moto America, IMSA Sports Car, and more. Don't wait. Get your 2024 Road America season discounted passes today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me along with Mike Golick from Los Angeles when the Chargers take on the Cowboys. Can Micah Parsons and the Dallas D lead them back to the win column? Or will quarterback Justin Herbert and the Chargers come off their bye with a big win? Join us to find out on Monday Night Football.
Coverage starts at 7 o'clock on Milwaukee's home for the NFL. 97.3, The Game.
Welcome back to the LTN Hour. Hello to our Facebook listeners and YouTube as well as everyone listening on the Big 920. Brian and Dan, you two were at the Chicago the road course, and there's kind of been conflicting reports about whether or not that road course is going to come back, Brian.
Yeah, very interesting. NASCAR released their schedule last week, and we all saw the street race was on there, and I think I'd mentioned last week that, I had been scouring the newspapers in Chicago and I hadn't really seen any information or news about it. Well, here it comes out this week that NASCAR and the city of Chicago have not signed an agreement yet for the second street race, despite the mayor announcing last week a new and improved deal. So the city officials said that the city would have gone public once it finalized its negotiations, but NASCAR wanted to announce its schedule. So the city says we would have been happy to not have had an announcement and to continue working on the agreement. That announcement was solely based on needing to put something out there in context for their overall schedule for 2024. So this sounds like a little bit of a sticky situation. News came out that the city spent like over $3 million and only was able to take in about $600,000 on last year's deal. So they don't want to lose money on this again. It says the city and the Johnson administration are still working towards a final agreement, but has commitment from NASCAR to reimburse the city for the cost of all future races. So a lot of I's have to be dotted and T's have to be crossed yet in Chicago before this looks like it's going to go forward. But boy, this would look like a lot of egg on the face of NASCAR if for some reason you're not able to get an agreement done for next year after announcing the schedule. So looks like a little premature.
Because there is a provision in there. There's a provision in there that if either side cancels a deal, that they have like 180 days or something. Like there's a time frame they have to do it by. So I think it would go this year, but it's interesting to see that they're not exactly all on the same page yet.
Well, is that shocking when you're talking about Chicago, really, guys?
No, I mean, last year's race hung in the balance for how long there? I mean, they said they were going to do it, and then you heard, back and forth. You didn't have a sponsor. You didn't have all this sort of stuff ironed out there, and the mayor who agreed to it, she lost her re-election bid, so it was a different administration in there. So I had thought, and a lot of us had thought, all that would get ironed out before you try to do this again. And now this breaks this week that here you announce the schedule, and the city of Chicago is going, wait a minute, we don't have an agreement yet. So I don't know.
You guys enjoyed that, though, right? I mean, did you feel like it was a good show? Obviously, the rain marred it.
Given the poor weather conditions that they had there, I think it was. I would give it if I was to grade it, I'd give it an I, incomplete, because we didn't get to see what the whole thing was going to be. Only one of the 4 concerts went off. Neither one of the races went their full distance. So I think we owe it to everybody there to do it again, just to try to get the entire event complete once and then grade it out and see how it goes. But the parts of it that we did see, I thought were interesting. As we said last week, the ticket sales were a lot lower than we thought it was going to be. I mean, you're shy of 50,000 for the event. That's lower than one would expect.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was, for as much as it was against all the norms, racing that you're used to and being the kind of racers we are. When we got there, I thought it was cool. It was just cool to be part of it, and they pulled it off. I mean, I didn't really expect they were going to do it, and they did. So you got to give them credit for that. I mean, whether it's something to do long term, I'm not sure, but in the short term, I thought it was a cool deal.
Yeah, and a beautiful venue. I mean, the venue was the way it was set up, the park-like setting, and how the fans could get in there and everything. That was really cool. I thought that was neat. The access to get in and out of there wasn't overly difficult. The hotels were right there. It was all within walking distance. I think that part of it was really good. So now we just got to get the political part ironed out.
Good luck with that in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. And then construction has started out at Auto Club Speedway in California. They're basically tearing down the 2 mile, and am I hearing it right? They're going to build a half mile now?
Well, that's what they're saying. There were some photos out this week of them milling a bunch of asphalt on the outside of the property, and people are assuming that is the start of that construction for that. I mean, you haven't seen them starting to build anything yet. There's just disassembling going on. Bob Pocker said that it was approved in 2021 already for 90 acres of that site to include the new racetrack and then 98 acres for parking. It was going to be a 0.67 mile oval with a 35,000 seat grandstand with capacity of up to 50,000. Whether that's what's going to happen next, people are just assuming it. But the more you read into it, there's just starting some disassembly stuff there. So how far out this is going to be before this is done, nobody really knows. Can they get that done in a year, so that you could be racing there in 2025? I don't know. I think that's kind of unlikely, but again, you're dealing with California. California is almost as sticky as the city of Chicago is, getting all your permits and all that stuff correct. And the cost, the biggest problem was they approved this in 2021. The cost of everything now in 2023 and 2024 to build this stuff is probably, almost doubled. So that's
more.
Yeah, or more. And that's where the hang up is going to be. How far along are you going to do with this? So are they just starting to disassemble it so they can sell some of the property there, try to get those assets and turn it back into rebuilding it? That seems to be more likely what's going on.
Right, because the company that bought it, while they have been involved with racetracks and building, they're also basically like a housing company, right? I mean, they build big spreads of houses too.
Right. So I guess time will tell where this goes, and I'm sure people, with it being in the California area, there'll be a lot of eyes on it, and there'll be a lot of people following up on what's happening there, because a lot of people are interested to see this go through. We'd love to see a short track out there, for NASCAR. I mean, there's a great short track not far from there, but Irwindale, people don't want to use that one for some reason for big time racing, but hopefully this gets through and we can see some racing there in the future.
And did you see the other California track news, Brian? In PJ, the Sonoma, they're going to repave the Sonoma track before they run out there next year.
Yeah, I see that. And that's interesting too. I mean, I didn't think it was in that bad a shape. I never really heard anybody talk about it being real bumpy or whatnot, but that's going to make that for an interesting race next year, and brand new blacktop. And, a lot of times you run out there and it's a little warmer in the middle of summer. That could make for some interesting racing.
Indeed. Seems weird that they're really trying hard to force races in places when they've got opportunities elsewhere, though, right?
Yeah, that always was a head scratcher there. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, but I think that's what you're seeing now is the schedule isn't going to be set at places all the time. You're going to see crazy events that you didn't think would happen, or places that you wouldn't think they'd ever be, and it's not going to be as set in stone as it was in the past. You might see dates getting moved around just to kind of keep it from getting stale, I guess, and keep interest that way. But if you do that, part of it goes into it is all the issues you're having. You have to deal with different people. You have to figure out the dates, and you got all different entities coming into it, where it's hard to put something like that together. Like you said, you can go to an existing place that would love to have you. Just open the doors and say, come on in.
Right. And, of course, you got the fans who are trying to get their schedules in order, too. I mean, I don't know, would anyone feel confident taking vacation time for the Chicago race if you don't know if it's going to happen,
Yeah, that's the bad part about this. You have the news last week, you roll out the site that says, you're going to be selling tickets in the future and all this stuff, and then, a week later, you say the deal isn't done. Well, come on. That makes people go, they get frustrated too.
We don't know what we're doing. Yeah. We'll come back in just a bit. Thanks for tuning in to the LTN Hour.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
Attention race fans, Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin now has 2024 season passes available at discount pricing. The earlier you buy, the more you save. Makes a great gift for yourself or the motorsport enthusiast on your list. This includes over 50 days of action-packed racing, including IndyCar, Moto America, IMSA Sports Car, and more. Don't wait. Get your 2024 Road America season discounted passes today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience. Stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Fall has arrived, but there's still time to get your landscaping complete before the snow flies. And PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, it's the following 150. Race number 5 in the Alive for 5 series. Super late model drivers throughout the Midwest duke it out for 150 grueling laps, plus the UMA Outlaw late models and Midwest Truck Series. Gates open at 10:30, qualifying at 12:30, green flag racing at 2. Get your tickets online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Don't miss this last race of the season this Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park.
Ryan Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Ross Tucker and me from Buffalo for the Bills and the Giants. Josh Allen and the 3-2 Bills came up short last week in London against the Jaguars. Now they face a Giants squad looking for a way back from 3 straight losses. Don't miss any of the action. Week 6 primetime. Giants at the Bills on Sunday Night Football.
Coverage starts at 6:30 on Milwaukee's home for the NFL. 97.3 The Game.
LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Special event season continues across the world of dirt track racing. We'll start Monday up in Oswego, New York. Super Dirt Week for the Big Block Modifieds and the 358 Modifieds battled bad weather all last weekend. Finally was able to get on the track on Monday for the 2 big events. The Salute to the Troops 150 for the 358 Modifieds was won by Matt Williamson. That's $25,000 into the bank. Then they lined up the Big Block Modifieds for the Billy Whitaker 200, and Matt Williamson won that one for a cool $50,000. So a $75,000 Monday. That's a really good Monday, I would say, for him. Definitely there. So he picked up those 2 wins on Monday up in Oswego. Tuesday night, Putnamville, Indiana, the Lincoln Park Speedway for the High Limit Sprint Car Series. That Kyle Larson and Brad Sweetone, $23,023 to win. Rico Abreu picked up the win there. Scotty Thiel was down there driving the number 97 car. That's a team out of Indiana, I believe, and he finished 10th in that event, so good run for him. Thursday night, Batesville, Arkansas, the 7th annual Race for Hope 71 for the IMCA Modifieds. That was qualifying night number 1. Cody Thompson was your winner. Colcord, Oklahoma, the Arrowhead Speedway for the USMTS Modifieds, $3,000 to win. Jason Hughes picked up the win. Brasstown, North Carolina, the Tri-County Racetrack. Flo Castro, late model night in America, $23,023 to win. Hudson O'Neill grabbed the win there Thursday night. Friday night, night number 2 in Batesville, Arkansas for the IMCA Modifieds. Jacob Hobscheid was your winner. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the I-44 Riverside Speedway for the Extreme Midgets. Gavin Miller was your winner. Night number 2 at Arrowhead Speedway in Colcord, Oklahoma for the USMTS Modifieds. Rodney Sanders won the $5,000 there. Last night in Batesville, Arkansas, the Race for the Hope 71 laps for the IMCA Modifieds. Former late model racer Wendell Wallace picked up the win there. Dan, you remember Wendell Wallace from back in the day?
I remember that blue sticks car with the red number.
Yeah, I thought he had completely retired. I guess not. He went out and won the big IMCA Modified feature in his hometown last night in Batesville. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the final night for the Extreme Midget Car Series. Hayden Reinbold was your winner. Your 2023 Extreme Midget Car Series champion was Jade Avedisian. That's a name we've been hearing a lot. She's only 17 years old, and she can wheel a car in the Toyota program, driving for Keith Kuhn. So she is your champion of the Extreme Midget Car Series. Meridian, Mississippi, the Why Not Motorsports Park for the Fall Classic, $15,000 to win for the Super Late Models. Ashton Winger picked up the win. $23,023 to win at Arrowhead Speedway for the USMTS Modifieds last night. Jason Hughes grabbed the win. And finally in Kansas City, Kansas, the Lakeside Speedway for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Donnie Schatz with a pass. I think it was a last lap path. I was watching that race. He was running third, went from third to first on the last lap to pick up the win there. He hadn't won in, I think they said 25 races or something this year. He's had a rough go of it. So that was really good to see him pick up the win there last night in that. And that is everything this week. Racing in Wisconsin is completed. They were supposed to run the makeup Punky Manor race at Menominee, but anybody that lives in Wisconsin here knew what this weekend was like there, so that was washed out, and they canceled that weekend for the rest of the year, and they'll start back up again next year. So that is everything for this week.
Thank you, Brian, for the paved results. The 54th annual Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse last weekend. We spoke with him already on the air here. Gabe Summers was your winner in that ASA Midwest Tour 200-lap race and crowned the champion of the series. The 602 Cratetoberfest Challenge, Tom Carlson was the winner. The Upper Midwest Vintage Racing Series, Todd Korish, former late model driver, now running the Vintage Series. He picked up the win for the second year in a row. Rich Bickle Jr. piloted a Dick Trickle throwback car as well, finishing P3rd. By the way, Rich Bickle Jr. also entered into the following super late model race, which will be at Dells Raceway Park next weekend.
Didn't he have to give Dan Fredrickson a check of some sort last week? Because didn't they make some sort of a bet?
They did, but during the Slinger Nationals, when Rich was doing some of the PA work for the broadcast, Danny had texted or tweeted at him that you don't need to give me the $1,000. Instead, make the check out to the ALS Foundation for the Lou Gehrig's disease. That's a big
perfect
thing. So that's exactly what Rich made the check out to, and that's where the money went for him getting back into it before, after saying he was retired. So, yeah, pretty cool deal there.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The Platinum Card from American Express helps you enjoy the moments in life that matter to you. Enjoy access to over $1,500 annually in credits on select purchases, from streaming your favorite shows to embarking on your fitness journey. Plus, get up to $200 Uber Cash per year for U.S. rides and orders on Uber Eats. Elevate every day with the Platinum Card. Learn more at americanexpress.com/us/explore-platinum. Enrollment required. Terms apply.
Speaking of Danny, his son, Ty Fredrickson, quite the wheeler, got himself a good finish as well in that ASA Midwest Tour race. Friday, 51st Winchester 400 weekend, the CRA Jegs All-Stars Tour. Chase Berta was the champion there, the winner. And they also ran this weekend. Everything got rained out basically yesterday. So they didn't do qualifying for the Winchester 400 and instead took times from the last practice session. And Ty Majeski had the fast time. He's not running his normal Toby car this weekend. They've kind of teamed up with Michael Hindy Racing for this particular race. Toby is still down there crew chiefing. Joe Shear Jr. also down there as well, kind of adding into the mix. So should be interesting. After the redraw, though, however, Cole Butcher drew number 1. So he'll be starting on the pole, and he enters this weekend 63 points behind Ty in the Stars Tour points race. And Ty will be starting P7 for that race later this afternoon. Other notables in that race that you maybe don't always see, Noah Gregson is there. He is going to be starting 11th. Stephen Nassy 12th. William Swalwich is 13th. And Austin Nason going to be rolling off 14th for that race, which will start later on this afternoon, I believe around 1 o'clock or so, weather depending. And that is our pavement results. We come back, we'll have our final wrap-up here for you. This is the LTN Hour on the Big 920.
This Saturday at Dells Raceway Park, it's the following 150. Race number 5 in the Alive for 5 series. Super late model drivers throughout the Midwest duke it out for 150 grueling laps, plus the UMA Outlaw late models and Midwest Truck Series. Gates open at 10:30, qualifying at 12:30, green flag racing at 2. Get your tickets online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dells Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Don't miss this last race of the season this Saturday at Dells Raceway Park.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Attention race fans, Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin now has 2024 season passes available at discount pricing. The earlier you buy, the more you save. Makes a great gift for yourself or the motorsport enthusiast on your list. This includes over 50 days of action-packed racing, including IndyCar, Moto America, IMSA Sports Car, and more. Don't wait. Get your 2024 Road America season discounted passes today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Start your engine!
The green flag waves. Once William Byron got around pole sitter Joey Logano, he set sail.
Trouble, we got a car. Looks like Logano goes sideways, bounced off the wall.
Hamlin leads Larson by about 3 feet as they go to one. Larson looks to the top. Now Larson swings way wide.
It's the South Point 400 in Vegas. Sunday, coverage starts at 12:30 on Milwaukee's home for NASCAR, the Big 920, and your iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the LTN Hour. Missed one little nugget in our paved results. Mr. Dylan, I lost it.
Capello.
Dylan
Capello, that's it. Dylan Capello won the ARCA West race out at the Bull Ring there in Vegas. Brian, you were saying that he hasn't raced in quite a while, and he actually works for Front Row Racing.
Yeah, he's Zane Smith's lead engineer in the truck series. So he hadn't raced since 2015. Hopped in a car Friday night and won. So that's pretty impressive to beat the Venturini cars and the McAnally cars out at Las Vegas. So cool win for him.
Indeed. So Dan, you're out in Vegas. Have you put money down on anybody?
I did for today. I went with favorites today. I mean, traditionally at this race, the favorites usually come through and long shots usually don't happen until yesterday when Riley Herbst won at 40-1. I actually put money on Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, who are your two favorites. Larson's your favorite at 5-1. Denny Hamlin's at 6-1. William Byron's out there at 6-1 as well. I can go through the odds real quick if you're interested.
Sure.
This is all pre-qualifying, so they probably have changed a little bit since then. Martin Truex Jr. was at 8-1. Still have some confidence. They haven't run good lately, but that team is still strong on tracks like this. Tyler Reddick, another guy that's run well lately, he's at 8-1. Christopher Bell, your pole sitter, came in at 10-1. Ryan Blaney at 14-1. Always runs strong in Vegas. Just has the problem closing out here, it seems. Christopher Busch, or Toby's favorite guy, 14-1 coming in, and you can't count those guys. Same with Brad Keselowski is also at 14-1. The Roush cars have been strong lately on these types of tracks. Kyle Busch, the hometown guy here, he's at 14-1. Chase Elliott is at 14-1 as well. Going to have to come with a backup car, though. We'll see how that works. Coming from the back of the pack. Ross Chastain at 25. Bubba Wallace at 25. Ty Gibbs comes in at 40-1. Kevin Harvick, Stuart Haas card, 40-1, just like yesterday. Wonder if that's something. Be reading that kind of thing. He hasn't shown much in practice, but in at a long shot. Joey Logano at 30-1, and that's kind of strange for him. He won this race, I think, a year ago, but Penske hasn't shown much lately.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Bowman in a Hendrick card, 40-1. Eric Jones at 80. Now we're getting into our super long shots. Daniel Suarez also coming from the back in the backup car at 80-1. Carson Hocevar 100-1. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 200-1. Eric Almirola, Chase Briscoe at 200-1. Michael McDowell at 300-1. Austin Dillon at 300-1. Back, he's got his old pit crew back. They had changed it as long as the 8 car was in the playoff back. So AJ Allmendinger, your winner, is not a road course, so he's 300-1. Ryan Preece at 500-1. Austin Cindric 500-1. Harrison Burton 500-1. Justin Haley 500-1. Now we get to the 1,000-1s. Corey LaJoie at the 1,000-1 odds. I saw one guy win at 1,000-1 odds, and it was Chris Buescher at Pocono years ago in the rain. So I mean,
wow.
We're in a desert. We're in a desert. There's no rain out here. So Todd Gilliland is at 2,000-1. Now we get to 10,000-1 odds on Ty Dillon, J.J. Haley, B.J. McLeod, and Brendan Poole. Save your money unless you want to have the ticket.
Right.
But that's coming out so far for this race. I got to tell a story. I'm going to have to get up. When this show's over, I'm going to have to pack up. We're headed to the racetrack. We're going to cut it kind of close, but my ride's ready to leave. I'm here with a group of guys from Egan Motorsports. We come out mostly every year for this. Get valet parking. You know, you go out there, you give them your ticket, and they bring your car up. We have a white Chrysler minivan. That's the car we're riding in. So we're waiting there, and here comes a white Chrysler minivan. I guess that's it. We start getting in. Some guys come by. They're like, "What, you guys jacking us? What are you talking about?" They had the exact same car. We got in the wrong car. Our car came out right behind them, but they were going to race too. So we made some new race friends. It was kind of a funny situation. We LA parking.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's make our picks here while we still have a few minutes. Give your pick for the race and then give your long shot pick for the race. You go first, Dan.
All right, my pick's going to be Kyle Larson, starting second. He's always been strong here. He's my favorite pick. The long shot pick, Ty Gibbs at 40-1.
How about you, Brian?
My pick for today, William Byron. I think he's going to punch his ticket to the Final Four. And my long shot would be Brad Keselowski.
Nice. I was actually going to go with William Byron as well today. But if I need to pick somebody different, I'll go with Toby's Chris Buescher. Although he's kind of dancing on the edge of the long shot there too, I suppose. But for the long shot, I would actually go with A.J. Allmendinger. I think that is a good pick for a long shot today because he's riding on some momentum. And he's not that bad. Yeah.
Never won an oval race. He wants to win an oval race in NASCAR. Here's his shot.
Could happen. It could happen. Final thoughts, guys, today? Oh, we should probably add Todd is at a wedding out west. That's why he's not here, but he will return next week. All will be back to normal then. And we appreciate everybody listening on Facebook and YouTube today, as well as on the Big 920.
Well, next week at this time, hopefully we're talking about Ty Majeski punching his ticket to the Truck Series Final Four because he's going to have to get a win next week at Homestead. So that race is next week Saturday for the Truck Series at Homestead Miami Speedway. So that's going to be one to watch. And last year he was very dominant there. So let's see if he can do that again this week.
From your lips to God's ears. At least I'm hopeful. Yes. All right. Any other thoughts, Dan, from the mighty Vegas?
It looks like it should be a pretty decent race today. I mean, practice looked pretty even. Nobody really stood out as being completely dominant. I like the fact that this is the championship decider race, and you win, you get to go to the Phoenix Championship, and like Brian said, you get 2 weeks to work on your stuff. So I think a lot of people are going to really be intense to try to do it. If there's a late caution, it's going to be kind of crazy.
Indeed, indeed. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk NASCAR on the Big 920. For Todd Bailing, Dan Margetta, and Brian Schmidt, I'm PJ Noodleman. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next weekend.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.